Remind all of us what is a mirepoix. Now, when we're making a mirepoix, we're making a white stock at the moment, and after we're going to do a mirepoix for tomato soup. Yeah, but we're going to do a mirepoix for a white stock, and that white stock we're going to turn it into a soup. Right now, in order for that soup to be good, the stock has got to be good. But the thing is, do you put salt in the stock? No, you don't. No, because sometimes the stock, you have to reduce it. When you reduce it, you want to concentrate the flavour. Then you strain it off, you do what you got to do. Then you add your seasoning accordingly, and your finishing touches to make it into whatever you're going to make it into. Yeah. Now, did we talk about different types of soups? Velouté, puree. Briefly. Good. Now, one of the most cheapest ways, not the most popular nowadays, but the most cheapest ways to thicken a stock is a sauce. You don't thicken stocks. Is what we call a roux, which is equal amounts of flour, equal amounts of butter. Mm-hmm. If the roux is made with milk, it's a bechamel, and a bechamel goes on to make things like cheese sauce. Yeah. If it's made from a stock, it's called a velouté. All right. Now they say that a velouté is a blonde roux, and a bechamel is a white roux. The truth of the matter is, they're both blonde roux, right? Yeah. You may fry some of your white mirepoix in the butter and then add the flour to make your velouté roux. You may, it might darken it slightly. Whereas with a bechamel, it's just butter, flour, and incorporating the milk slowly until you get the consistency that you're looking for. Today we're looking at a velouté. Why I'm let you know.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
If vegetables are added to actually make stock, would you strain that or would you puree the vegetables?
No, you strain it. You strain it. You just want thin like water type.
So you want the flavour of the vegetables.
Just the flavour. Okay. Just the flavour. Yeah. Okay. So I've got some vegetables already chopped up. I've got some onions. I want a little bit of I've got some celery, haven't I? Yeah, I've got some celery. Here's some earlier. What else have I got? I've got celery. All I need is a bit of leek. It's a white stock, so white vegetables. Yeah. Any other vegetables will change the colour. Alright, so I'll go there. Brown chopping board. Let's have a look here. Chopping board is brown. Right, so brown chopping board. Okay. Right. As you do. Right. And it's just, I said before, it's just rough cut vegetables. Leeks, they tend to hold a lot of sand and stuff like that, so give it a good wash. Well, you've got 6, but while you work veg, what you're going to do is then you're going to put all those white vegetables into the stock pot, right? And this is where I pause. Right, so we're going to make a white stock, yeah? Now, here we have a whole chicken, and with the whole chicken, the brown meat is the legs, the white meat is the breast, yeah? Right, so what I'm going to do first of all, I want to trim off the wingtips. I know that normally you use for southern fried chicken wings, but in this one occasion, we don't really need it for that. Just going to get rid of that, like that. And we're going to cut it for sauté. Right? Now, chicken has natural lines in there. And if I'm looking down on the chicken, there's a natural line right down the middle like that. Right? Now, I believe that's what the butcher does. They'll cut it down like that. Right? However, if you look again, you'll see 2 lines going down there like that. Right? And that's how I'm going to cut it out. If I cut those, those will be the side breasts, and that'll be the middle breast. Yeah? And we're going to come to that in a minute. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to, you'll see a line. You'll see a line here, right? And you'll see skin here. I'm just going to do this. And go through the skin, but not through any bone. And when I do this and pop it like that, it should come out the socket. Once it comes out the socket, I go around, right? And then one leg. Do the same thing again. I'm just going to go through the skin. I'll pop it out the socket and go around. The dip is called the oyster. It's called the oyster.
So you never go through any bits of bone?
No,
Right,
the
okay.
bone. That is the bone.
Yeah.
All intact. Right. This is a chicken. This is the part of the chicken that I'm going to use to make the stock. Right. Now, what I'm going to do with this chicken as well, I'm going to use, once that chicken bone is cooked, I'm going to remove it, then I'm going to pick away the meat from there. Normally, once we've finished with it, we just chop the whole thing away, right? But today, tomorrow, we're going to pick away the meat, we're going to strain the stock, we're going to make a velouté and turn it into chicken soup. Just like that, right? Anyway, so back to here now. So you've got a line halfway from that's the middle there. So halfway along there, you'll see a line, and you just make a little incision there.
Straight down.
Straight down, right? Do the same thing again. Make an incision. Straight down. Now normally, I'm supposed to take the wishbone out. There's my side breast. Yeah? And you'll see in a minute, I'm going to assemble it all again, and you'll see, you won't see it right now, and I'm just going to chop it down. Right, there's enough meat on there. That goes into the, then I fill that up with cold water, and then this, I'll just cut it. Then, right, with the leg and the thigh, there's a line, and you'll feel a joint, right? We're going to go like that. Here's your leg and thigh. Can you see? Without the back, you'll see the chicken coming together. Yeah? And there you go. There is your chicken. Now that is what we're going to use for sauté. Yeah? So that's one of the reasons that we're going to put it into a tray like that. And then later on, we're going to put the stock on. When the stock comes to the boil, and we skim the stock, right? Then we turn it down, chicken away. Whilst that's ticking away, we'll go next door and we'll vat pack this chicken that we've got here, and then we'll get it frozen for whenever we need it again. It might be chicken chasseur, it might be a chicken curry, but we're going to have more than one go on this. Yeah? So today it's good. It's a good start. We'll do it slowly. I'm just going to wash my hands. Right. We've got to go. Don't go fast. Yeah. Do not rush. Right? Call me if you get stuck. And look in the fridge. Okay, so our white stock is boiling, right? And because we are chefs and we know how to multitask, we get on with other things, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick demonstration to remind you of the different cuts, yeah? So if I was to do something like that. Something like that. Get a bit of orange. So you got that's more like a Macedonian. We'll get to that in a minute. I've got Rupar. Right. There we go. That's my Mirepoix. That's my paysan. I'm going to do Jardinier, like that. Battens. Yeah. And if you cut that across, you get Macedon. If I do some Julienne, which is thinner, like that. That's Julienne. Yeah. If I do Julienne like that, and cut them across like that, that is Brunoise. Yeah? So that explains, paysan is vegetable cuts, but all the same size, different shapes. Paysan. A Jardinier is a baton, and from that you get a Macedonian cube. Julienne, thin strips, and from the Julienne you get Brunoise. And Mirepoix is roughly cut vegetables. Yeah? So far we've established that. Right, so I want to make a tomato soup. Yeah? I'm going to make a velouté tomato soup, which means it's going to be thickened with a roux, which is equal amounts of butter and flour, right? So I need some butter, which I forgot to get from the fridge. So we're going to make a velouté sauce. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the butter, I took the pan off the fire because it might have been too hot. I don't want the butter to burn. So I'm going to put the butter in there. And the vegetables. Put a little bit of oil in to slow it down, but you don't need to. Isn't it? Little touch. Slow it down a little bit, yeah. Then, our flour. Notice what I've done. I've cooked the vegetables in the butter. And then I'm going to add the flour to make the roux. But before I make the roux, I need to have 50 grams of tomato puree. Okay, so got the mirepoix. Then I'm going to add some flour. Right, equal amounts of flour to the butter. Right, and then you start to make a roux. And then I can add my stock. Now, because it's powdered stuff, about 15 grams, 1.5 tablespoons for a litre. And then the main ingredient, tomatoes, 200 millilitres of tomato. I might adjust it tomorrow and add some tomato puree to make it more deeper, more richer. And I'll just start to stir. When I start to stir, it starts to get all gloopy, like that. Yeah? And then I start to pour in my, well, it would be stock, but it's water, right? And you add a cold stock or cold liquid to a hot roux. Right, this is what I was saying, that there is no difference between a soup and a stock in principle. It is the same. It's exactly the same. The difference is the thickness. Yeah. A sauce, a stock is very, very thin, very watery. Yeah. A soup is slightly thicker, and a sauce is thicker than a soup. All of them have one principle. Sweat the vegetables and do what you've got to do to make the boiling. Boiling is the cooking method. Boiling and simmering is the cooking method. Right, so I'm just going to leave it for a little bit now for it to come to the boil, and hopefully